Hey guys, welcome back to issue 11 of Invincible. It looks like you guys really liked the rain back in issue 8 that was in the background. So I'm going to try to work some things out to get that in future videos. I think what I'm going to try to aim for with these videos is the focus to be the deep, low voice that I have, the feel of like a dimly lit library, and the effect of rain in background. Those three things, I think, will be a huge step in the right direction of what this channel could be, and to make this into something quality for ASMR. So I think that'll be a good thing for me to do. If you guys have any opinions about that, let me know. Like I said in a previous video, I'm going to be doing different things like drawing, reading different comics. There was even a comment about me playing a game. I even thought about coding while talking through stuff. I had learned a little bit of software engineering, and maybe I can just type out some code and think out loud about whatever it is I'm coding. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Anywho, let's get back to issue 11 of Invincible, and also let me know what you think about the new lighting. I got a ring camera, not a ring camera, a ring light, and I just set it up. So let me know what you guys think about the lighting too. All right, let's get into it. Last we left off, Omni-Man had just been found out by Invincible, as Invincible watched him rip Immortal in half. Okay, son, I've decided to tell you the truth. I think you're old enough to know where I really come from. I am from the planet Viltrum. That much is true, although it is not the planet that I have told you about so many times. Viltrum was a planet that had achieved a perfect global society, but it didn't happen overnight. It was decided that in order for our people to obtain intergalactic dominance, we must eliminate the weak from our planet. It was a very messy process. When the dust settled, our population had been cut nearly in half. But what emerged from the ashes of our old society was a fierce, unbeatable warrior race. Once our battle-scarred planet had been repaired, we set our sights outward. It was proposed that we bring our new world order to the other worlds. Our goal was to establish and expand a planetary empire. It was agreed upon unanimously. Shortly after the High Council had approved the idea, the World Conquering Committee was formed. The first step of the initiative was to locate other planets that were in a crucial stage of development. Planets that were far enough along that adding them to the empire would be worthwhile endeavor, but not so far along that we would be unable to overcome their defenses. The second step was to install a global watchtower where we could keep supplies for a long-term occupation and monitor the entire planet from orbit. The final step was to send a team of representatives down to the planet's surface to announce our takeover. This team would stay behind on the planet, monitoring its activities. Races who cooperated were given access to our technologies, which could be used to improve the quality of life under our rule. Races who resisted were not looked upon so favorably. With our expansion clearly a success, my people doubled their efforts. We began to enlist the aid of races we had conquered to continue to expand our empire. Though they were not quite as efficient as our own forces, it did help with our expansion efforts. By the time I was born, Viltrum was already a hub of interstellar activity, one of the first great empires of the galaxy. There couldn't have been a better time to enter this world. Word traveled around Viltrum about how much of a success the World Conquering Committee was. Soon, it was the most popular profession on Viltrum. Of course, when I came of age, I signed up for duty. I was on the search committee. My job was to locate and evaluate planets that might be ripe for conquest. By then, the operation had been expanded and perfected. I was stationed on a mobile base that traveled from planet to planet as we conquered them. I was not content to just help my people locate other worlds. Like all the search committee members my age, I longed for the chance to take a more active role in the world conquering. For 3 years straight, I attended auditions until at last I had proven myself. I had impressed the heads of recruitment so much that I got one of the best posts in the conquering committee. I was stationed at the forefront of the expansion efforts, at the very edge of our ever-growing empire. I threw myself into work. It was messy work, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. There was nothing I wouldn't do for Viltrum. There still isn't. As we moved across the galaxy, adding civilization after civilization to our empire, I quickly rose through the ranks. It wasn't long before I was leading my own division. It didn't matter if it took 100 hours or 100 years. No civilization we set our sights on went unconquered. We were unstoppable. Our continued success was partially because of my efforts, for which I was greatly rewarded. At first, with awards, and eventually with much more. As our empire grew, our forces became stretched too thin just trying to maintain it. Our expansion screeched to an abrupt halt. It was clear that we needed a more efficient method of world conquering, so one was devised. Rather than come in large numbers and conquer a planet by force, our highest ranked and most trusted officers would be essentially given planets to survey and weaken over time. I was one of the first chosen for this assignment. We were to acclimate ourselves with the planet's environment, eventually becoming a member of society. Aside from ensuring the planet did not become strong enough to defend itself from us, it would be ours to do with as we pleased for 500 years. At the end of that time, the knowledge we had collected would be used to quickly and efficiently bring the planet under Viltrum rule. Oh, you know what? I think I'm reading it wrong. It was a privilege to be given this assignment, a reward for all my hard work. It was the closest thing to a vacation that existed on Viltrum. Upon my arrival, I spent days surveying my new home. Earth was a vibrant nest of individuality that was very much alien to me. At first, I hated it. I regretted accepting the mission. It was a strange planet full of strange people, but it was mine. It wasn't long before I realized this would be no easy assignment. Had the World Conquering Committee known Earth was such a volatile environment, they may not have chosen it. It seemed its people were almost always in some kind of danger. Every time I turned around, there was a new threat out to conquer the planet before Viltrum even had a chance. We had laid claim to this planet. I was not about to let it fall to another invader. After only a few months, my life had settled into a routine that involved little more than ending threat after threat to the human race. But all that was about to change. When I met your mother, I knew the only way to enjoy my time here was to actually live as a human. When it eventually came up, I told her the version of my coming to Earth that you have been told since childhood. It was clear she wouldn't approve of the real reasons I was there. Living life as a human was not easy at first. Simple concepts like menial labor being required to earn a living were completely alien to me. Though the act of physical love made for anything other than procreation was a welcome surprise. I soon found myself becoming a regular fixture in the superhero community. My natural Viltrumite abilities made me the most powerful being on the planet. I found myself on adventure after adventure. After a time, I realized that my true motives had begun to slip from my mind. I was living the lie a bit too well. It wasn't long after your mother and I married that I first ran into the Guardians of the Globe. I never became an official member, but I was welcomed into the fold with open arms. They helped me along in the early years. They knew I was new to all this and were all too eager to assist me. Some of them I would even eventually come to consider friends. But I knew they would never allow me to complete my mission. I knew that they would eventually need to be eliminated. As my years on Earth grew longer, I found myself becoming more and more comfortable living life among its inhabitants. It was something that worried me a great deal. Then everything changed. Your mother was so happy. I had no choice but to raise you as a human. I couldn't risk her finding out the truth about me. So I couldn't risk telling you the truth about me. I often thought about taking you and raising you as a Viltrumite in a secluded area of the planet. I could never bring myself to do it. No matter how I tried to distance myself from her emotionally, I couldn't deny that I had grown quite fond of her. I decided that for a time, I would turn my back on my duties and focus on raising you. I thought that you would be able to provide a unique perspective to the World Conquering Committee, having grown up in this alien environment. Honestly, I was happy in my new life, but I knew it couldn't last. When you started to develop your powers, I knew I couldn't wait much longer. So I made the first step towards weakening Earth's defenses. And now it's time for you to join me and help me prepare this planet for its imminent takeover at the hands of our people. Mark sits there quietly. I know this is all hard to take in at once, but over time, if you give it a chance, you'll begin to understand. I'm sorry you had to learn about all this under these circumstances. I tried to talk to you earlier. Seeing this, I know, is not the best way to lead into this speech. Invincible says, no, this can't be true. This doesn't make any sense. You love Mom. I know you do. Son, stop. Listen to me. Do you have any idea what our lifespan is? The older we get, the slower we age. We can't live among these frail things. Your mother is little more than a pet. Viltrumite DNA is so pure and complete that you are nearly full-blooded. I could mate with nearly any alien being of comparable evolutionary development and produce a similar offspring. This means you will eventually be as strong as me. You could potentially be stronger, and you will live for thousands of years. Do you understand what this means? Everything you know and love will be gone before you look 30 years old. You do not belong here. Do you really want to watch your world die around you? I know this is confusing, but everything you know is wrong. We don't belong here. This world is beneath us. These people are beneath us. This planet and its resources are valuable to the Viltrum Empire. With you at my side, we could rule this planet for centuries before we had to turn it over. Think about it, son. You must realize this, right? You must realize this is right. Trust me, son. This is the only way. And he goes to place his hand on Invincible's shoulder. And Invincible smacks it away, saying, "Don't touch me. Mark, calm down." "No, I will not calm down. This is insane. What do you expect here? That I'm going to enslave my friends for a bunch of aliens I've never even met? This is my life. These are my people. Son, please. You're not thinking this through. We have a responsibility to our home world. You may not understand now, but I don't give a damn about Filtrum or anything you're telling me. I don't care if I live 1,000,000 years. This is my home, and I will not let you destroy it. Son, you don't understand what you're saying. I can't let you interfere." "I know exactly what I'm saying," Invincible says. Omni-Man just says, "So be it." All right, that's where we're going to stop. We're finally getting to Omni-Man versus Invincible. I gotta say, I think I prefer the show. That popular meme that came about from that scene, that he was like, "Think, Mark, think." I think that was a lot more better. And then the added factor of Debbie being able to hear the conversation when Omni-Man called her a pet. That was another thing. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Remember, like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.